Welcome back everybody to Casual Gamers as we move now into Season 9 here on F1 2017 Career Mode. Season 9, our penultimate ever season here as we continue on with Ferrari driver Ben Waterworth. We of course are the reigning world champion, two-time world champion now, having won 2 of the last 3 world championships. And we're in our home Grand Prix, Albert Park. Let's get into this now and start this season off with a bang. Now, we've never gotten pole here. Our best qualifying here is 3rd, which we achieved last season. We, of course, have won this race, which we did achieve last season. And the good news is, of course, we had our last major upgrade on our power unit. We now officially have, by far, the most powerful engine in Formula 1, a long way ahead of our former team, Toro Rosso. And we also had a little bit on the chassis developed as well. So that is our next side that we will be working on in our final 2 seasons to see if we can try and get our car back to the number 1 in the field. We are the number 2 car in the field at the moment. Now we lose that time there straight away to Vettel. And we're trying to get pole here in Australia. Now we're coming here winning the last 4 Grand Prix of Season 8. So of course we can extend our winning streak. We won 16 out of 20 Grand Prix in Season 8 if you don't mind. So of course we can try and break that record. There's a couple there that we should have won last season, I feel. Particularly Bahrain and Spain, of course. That only really leaves Japan and Monaco. We won't win Monaco without assistance, but Japan, who knows? Did a lot better there than we thought we would. So, anyway, interesting. Interesting they only expect us to be top 5 here at the moment, considering that we are the world champions and have the best car in the field. So, fascinating there. It's a low start for Ferrari, and looks like we're actually going to get 5th. Well, I'm very intrigued about how they came up with there that we should only be in 5th place. Maybe the field has gotten a little bit better in the off-season. Who knows? Ricciardo, 3rd place. Good job there, Danny Rick. All right, let's skip through that. And home Grand Prix here, 3rd and 5th for myself and Daniel Ricciardo. Now, if you're tuning in for the very first time to Casual Game Roz, no flashbacks, of course, even though we did use them for a bit season there and a bit. And technically one race last year when I got quite frustrated, but that's another story. I'm not going to use any this season. We've already won our World Championship for Ferrari, so we're going to see how we go here, winning back-to-back. I put the number 1 back on my car as well, so that feels good. Yep. Yep. Awesome. Yep. Yep. Cool. Done. Alright, let's get into the race. Excuse me. It's very rude of me there. I apologise. It's hard to believe we're in our penultimate penultimate season. So, yeah, fascinating to think that. This is our 203rd Grand Prix you've watched us do here on Casual Gamer Oz. 2-time world champion. We've won 40 races. Just to add there in case you're wondering how we are doing in that aspect of things. Alrighty. Home Grand Prix. We have won every race, of course, now officially in Casual Gamer Oz. There isn't a Grand Prix that we haven't won. Now, I read somewhere that putting it in lean mode gets you a better start. Let's see if this works. Interestingly, it doesn't really. Nothing different to what other ones will be. Well, we'll have to brake there to avoid the back of Daniel Ricciardo. We don't want to damage our front wing. And we also don't want to take ourselves out of the Grand Prix. So, bit of a strategic play there. And big lead already, it seems, to Vettel as I dive bomb down there to take 2nd position into turn 3. And Vettel has just leaped away at the beginning of the field there, it seems. Whilst everybody squabbles behind him, he's able to just completely waltz away. Interesting start there for Seb. And we avoid any form of damage into turn 1 and get up into 2nd place. That's what we needed. Jeffrey is happy with our start. I'm glad that Jeffrey's happy with our start. And hopefully he can be happy with our race if we can, especially, find ourselves up into the lead. Again, I only expect us to finish top 5 at the moment. So, again, a little bit of an easy finishing position there. I should say, in case we, you know, obviously do anything further to the car or anything along those lines. So we'll keep this into rich mode just for the time being. Oh, push myself a bit wide there. Vettel will go across the line to lead and set the fastest lap. We will come home behind him, and it's a matter of chasing down our teammate, because we didn't get a 1-2 last year until Monza, if I'm not mistaken. What a race that was, starting the Grand Prix dead last after I crashed out of qualifying, and I still managed to win that race. Crazy Grand Prix that was. Probably my best drive I've ever had here on Casual Gamer Oz. And we're trying to do another good drive here, start off the season in perfect manner, and of course it'll be our 5th Grand Prix in a row should we be able to win this, going off the back of winning the last 4 of Season 8. I think we've got Vettel here. We are catching him at a fast rate of knots here, and should hopefully have enough in the tank to get him down the main straight into turn 1, and if not, turn 3 with DRS enabled next lap. Still sitting pretty with rich mode. But remember, we've both got the same engine in the back of this car, and interesting, of course, we're both fastest car in the field now with the most powerful engine. So you got to wonder, considering Toro Rosso have that, and it really doesn't do much for them for the AI, how that affects AI with Seb Vettel. Whoa! It's like, oh no, I'm out! I'm out! I stuffed up, and I taught myself a big game, and I was deliberately going to release the throttle in that last corner because it's a tricky one, but I thought, no, I'll risk it, and I got well wide, clipped the wall there, clipped the wall there, clipped the wall there, and I'm out. Kind of what Schumacher did, I remember, in 2006. Well, I know how to jinx myself, and we are out of the first Grand Prix of the year. That is the first time that we have retired from Australia since Season 2 of F1 2017 as well. So, it's a tough one to stomach, but as I said, we're strict with the rules, and we're out of the Grand Prix. And our title defence starts off badly in our penultimate season. At least our teammate can win, hopefully. Yes, he does. Does Ricciardo get on the podium in his home race? No, he doesn't. Flanked by the Mercedes. Ocon got a penalty. I don't know what he did, but that's what he does. So let's just advance out of that. We don't have to look at the standings or anything after that one. It's pretty stock standard of where everybody will be positioned. And that's disappointing. There goes our chance really at maybe winning 17 races this year instead of 16. We'd have to win Japan to really increase that chances there, of course. And of course, we need to obviously get through China and Spain. But we're going to drop down in our development points now and push up the grid to get our chassis working. And yeah, we're going to lose a lot of points there, lose some reputation points there. We are number 1 driver. We can always get demoted. But anyway, we're going to ignore this. We're going to ignore that. Unless that's a 88. No, it's not. It's a 91 one. Alright, so we'll be back in China, and hopefully we'll bounce back from a pretty poor start. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment here in Casual Gamer Oz, and we'll speak to you in Shanghai. Good night.